What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about SwiftCoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. Here we are at about 1.2 cents, just below there, right? Down 2.6% on the day. Getting oversold on the daily RSI. Some of the lower readings that you've seen in a long time. It's just crazy. It's very uncanny, the similarities that XCN and SwiftCoin have in their charts. It's just crazy. Getting some low readings here, though. Definitely, at this point, it's clear that you've broken out of this consolidation phase that you had, pointed upwards, right? Higher lows, higher highs, the whole shebang, and you've broken out to the downside. You're probably going to go to your next fib level here. Let's look at the low to the high here. Yeah, right at the golden ratio, right? And SwiftCoin, by the way, back over here when we rejected this 382, I forget when it was, but it was sometime over here. This look made me think that we'd go to the golden ratio, and because of that, that really influenced my bearishness on OnyxCoin, because even though they're different projects, and maybe they have some affiliation because they move so similarly. I don't know. Maybe just the same market participants are involved with both, which I know that to be true for a large degree, but I don't know, man. The fact that this thing looked more geared to its golden ratio is what gave me an inkling of an idea when I really started accepting more so that OnyxCoin might do the same, and I think it will. They're literally going to do the exact same thing. I mean, it's crazy. Probably going to go down to your golden ratio and find support at about 1 cent, 1.1 cent psychological support there, and then even down to 1 cent itself, maybe just below 1 cent. You could go even below that. If you go all the way down to $0.083, you're fine, but that would be a bit intense. Remember, you find support here, you find support down here, whatever. You look at the price, you take away the fibs, and what do you have? You have a giant like double bottom or higher low. It's not a bad look. That's not a bad thing. And let's see if we can, kind of like this, just like this, right? Like it's that, but on a much larger scale. It's literally, actually, wow, it's just like that. This looks the exact. Does it not? Do you see? Isn't that crazy? It actually looks very, very. This little thing right here, coincidentally, looks the exact same as this right here. Like it really, even like all that right there. Am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy. Let's see. What do we do over here? Low to high. Low to high. You found support right there, just below your 786, right there. Not saying that just because you did it there that means you have to go to your 786, but I'm just saying, again, look at how bullish that was. That was a nice higher low with a nice kind of like U in the middle, right? You had the U to the upside, so you went down. You have the U in the middle, so you went up. Don't get carried away with the U's, you guys. They don't always work out, okay? But if we're looking at this from a low to a high and going down to the golden ratio, from the current price, it's about a 7% to a 14% drop, okay? Bitcoin, I'm anticipating, will drop. Let's see here. Come on now. Get me on the price. There we go. Bitcoin, I think, will drop about 10% itself. SwiftCoin, if Bitcoin drops 10%, I don't think SwiftCoin's going to drop 14%, but it has proven itself to be resilient at times when Bitcoin drops. I have noticed that more so even than OnyxCoin, but 14% of a drop versus a 10% drop for Bitcoin, I don't think so. That's like what XRP will do. If Bitcoin drops, and I'm saying 10%, let's be a little nicer. Let's say it goes to 96K, something like that. Let's say it drops 9%. Okay, that's basically the same thing. I would think SwiftCoin at least doubles that. And I mean, that is just over doubling, and that's at the 786 right there. That's at the 786 right there. And that's exactly where you found support over here. And it's very similar. I don't know if you guys believe in fractals. I believe fractals are more to mess with you than they are to help you out. I think it's like a pre-programmed destination, and then you apply it here, and then you either go lower or you find support above it. It's like it looks similar, but it's not the exact same. But I don't know. It might work out perfectly. It really might work out perfectly. That's where I think you're going to go, somewhere around 1 cent, between 1 cent and 1.1 cent. Okay, you're at, or actually, I'm sorry. We're changing that, right? 1 cent and 1.1 cent is the first target area. Let's get the fibs on here. But it's very possible that you go all the way down to like 009. $0.09. I actually think that that's a more possible outcome now. Maybe OnyxCoin goes down to its 786 too. I don't know. We'll see. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and zoom out from there and see if we can validate that. Looking at the 1 hour here on the RSI, looking pretty bullish. You got a low here. You've got higher lows here. It is looking pretty bullish from this position, but I shouldn't say pretty bullish. Sorry. Let me rephrase. It does look bearish overall. It actually does look very bearish overall, but just right here momentarily it looks like it wants to move up. It's not pretty bullish. When I say pretty bullish, that might make it sound like it's going to do this. You might move up a little bit, form a lower high, and then move down. So it's really not that bullish at all. I'm sorry. Let me change the words on there. You are at the 50. It's possible you find resistance here. You're at this area of resistance in the price. It's possible you find resistance here. Wouldn't surprise me though if you pushed a little bit higher, but don't get too excited if you find yourself above 1.2 cents. That doesn't really mean anything, okay? And you're at like 1.18 cents right now. So the drop that you have is really not that far away. 4-hour time frame here. You do have bullish divergence. Nice. There you go. Little bullish divergence right there. Unfortunately, that bullish divergence is completed once you get above that zone there. So I think that does agree with the idea with the 1 hour here that you do move up a little bit more, but it's probably just going to be a lower high, and then you'll move down, right? So don't get excited if you move up to 1.2 cents or even a little bit above there. Maybe get a little excited if you find yourself above this high here, maybe. But still, even then, not too excited. I mean, you can get above that high and still come down. You know what I mean? I go all the way up to 1.3 cents. You still have a lower high. It's still not impressive, and you'd probably just find resistance in the same area at the RSI that you've been finding resistance. So even if it exceeds my wildest expectations in the short term, it's probably still going to go down. So don't get too excited, okay? With all that being said, if you're looking to invest in SwiftCoin, I think that it is at a good area to buy. You got some of the cheapest prices you've seen in months. It probably does go to lower prices, but it never hurts to DCA because I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again, okay? If the expectation is to go down, this is not promised. What is promised is what's right in front of you. This is happening right now, and eventually SwiftCoin will recover. Do you want to wait for this little move, or do you just want to get in preparation for that move, and then maybe even DCA down as it goes? If you're really looking to buy SwiftCoin, I think that if you wait, you'll probably have a better price, but at the same time, it never hurts to DCA. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's just my thoughts. If you take a high here to a low, looking at this, did we look at the 4-hour time frame? Yeah, we did. Okay, yeah, the bullish divergence, that's right. High to low. And I mean, look at that. You're right at the 236. You absolutely could be finding support right here. Absolutely, you could be, but I don't think you are. If Bitcoin starts moving up, if I'm wrong about Bitcoin, that would change things. Okay, Bitcoin. If we start moving up, you guys, that might save the day, and maybe we don't go lower. Maybe this space is saved. This is why, again, and you are. Let's be fair. Look at the price. You're at the 236. You're at prior resistance here, prior resistance there, and there. OnyxCoin is too, right? It's at areas that make sense to find support. It's just I would think you would have done it already, not grinded it out, right? Here you grinded it out. If you thought that was a low, you would have been near right, but there was a little bit more of a drop that happened, right? I think we have just a little bit more of a drop to go, but we're in an area for support. So don't be surprised if we do pump. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. When we do pump, whenever we do move up, the expectation for SwiftCoin is that we're going to at least see a 14.6 cent price, somewhere around 15 cents, right? Which from the current price is actually nice, man. That's a 12x. And if not, I really do think a lot of cryptos are going to go to their 1886 to 200 level. You're going to see that happen across the board. Whenever we do analysis in about like the next month or so, we'll probably see a lot of cryptos finding resistance at this area. And that from here, dude, that's a 20x to a 24x. That's crazy. That 25x, dude, that is crazy. SwiftCoin at this point has more potential, and obviously it has more potential to grow because it has a lower market cap, but damn, man, that's pretty cool. I mean, even at 15 cents, a womp of 14.6 cents, you're still getting a 12x. Can't be upset with that, man. And I do think that you'll get there, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. If you want to get scared, if you really want to get scared and talk about what would happen if this, what would we need to see to go to the downside, we can talk about that real quick. Let's see, low to high. If you get below the 886 here, at about 008373, you get below there on a daily closing basis, SwiftCoin's dead, you guys. We're dead. Okay, bye-bye, dead. I don't think it's dead though. I think it's got more growth to go. But if you want to scare yourself, there you go. That's the line in the sand. You can go below there. Just don't close below there, right? That's what we want to avoid doing. But I don't even think you get down there. Maybe the nearest you get to is probably the 786 right there at $009. But I got nothing else for you guys. I think I've said everything I need to say. So if you like the video, hit the like button, that little thumbs up button down there. Hit that. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I can't. Even with that little bit of fear at the end, man, I can't be bearish on it. Like, what, you're going to break? No, dude, your weekly RSI is so bullish. This is so bullish. You can go lower, and you're still so bullish. Like, you probably do go lower. You probably bounce right off the 40, which will just add to the bullishness. You were absurdly bullish. And this last move happened without you getting into the overbought zone. This next move will get you into the overbought zone. There's no doubt in my mind, man. I really, bold call here, and this might actually get me in trouble with the XCN community. And I love XCN. I think SwiftCoin is going to outperform OnyxCoin from here to the high. Not from this low to the high, but from where it is now to its high. I think it's going to outperform OnyxCoin. Maybe even from that low. I don't know what the percentages are, but I'm not going to run them because I want to end this video. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if the Swifties had a party of their own, man, coming up here pretty soon. OnyxCoin's going to do well. I'm expecting very good things coming from OnyxCoin as well. But this, I think that you have, I mean that whenever I make that call. I feel like that's a bold call. SwiftCoin is going to outperform OnyxCoin. Probably by a lot, man. I mean, if we're talking about, if it goes to the area that I think it's going to, I think OnyxCoin is like, what, a 16x at the best? Let's see. Let's see here. What is that? Get it, get it, get it. Come on now. The 1886. Let's just pretend we stopped there. Okay, so that's a 17x, almost an 18x. That's nice. 18x versus a 20x. Okay, so it's not that big of a disparity, right? Not enough for me to be like, sell your OnyxCoin and go to SwiftCoin. It's better. Maybe it is. I don't know. 24x, almost a 25x there for SwiftCoin. So a 17x, you'd be, or almost an 18x, you'd be trading for a 19x. Or 20x, sorry, and then 22x you'd be trading for a 24 or 25x. Is it worth it? Maybe it is to you. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But I do think SwiftCoin will outperform OnyxCoin. They're probably going to perform neck and neck though. Who's going to get to 20 cents is the real challenge. I've got my money on OnyxCoin, but we'll see how it goes. The race continues. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. All right. Drink some water. Right. Drink some water. If you're having a long day, if you're having a day today, or maybe it's coming up, it'll happen soon, where it feels like the day's just dragging on. It's one of those days just dragging on, right? Get some sleep. Get some sleep, man. No, if you ever notice those bad days, I've never had a bad day when I was well rested. Never. It doesn't happen. You don't have those long, dragging, slow days. When's it going to end? When am I going to get to go home? I've been at work for, it feels like 3 days, but it's only been 3 hours. Those days only happen when you are lacking sleep. So drink some water, fuel your body, lubricate it, right? And then also, that sounded naughty, and then also get some good sleep. Get some good sleep. Sleep is like one of the most important things for you, man. If you feel like you're on edge, you're aggressive, you feel slow and low, get some good sleep. That's all it is. You'd be surprised, man. Instead of being up past 11 o'clock at night on your phone, going through reels, doom scrolling, being on TV, on Netflix, whatever, just go to bed. Go to bed at like 10 or 11. Wake up early in the morning because you're so freaking well rested. And then have a great day. That's it. All right. Bye-bye.